Okay.
Looney Tunes. My voice is scratchy, but I don't care.
Right. You'll be fine.
Keith, you should see Mary Ann's house.
I should.
It's a beautiful log cabin out in the woods, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got a wood stove back there?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
right there. Yeah. Nice. I like those things. I really do.
And this is Sandy Stride, and we'll be starting Twilight Showcase in just a couple minutes. Glad to see you all out there on YouTube Live. And as you can see, our guests are Mary Ann McAllister. Am I saying your last name right, Mary Ann?
That was a yes.
Oh, okay. All right. And we're going to get a little audience and co-hosting from Stephen Martin and Kathe Donlan and my favorite, Ivy. Hi, Ivy. And,
you say hi.
and
No.
hi,
Not when you
sweetie.
want her to.
Yeah, she, and Keith James, our co-host, and taking care of the sound back there. So we'll be starting in just a couple of minutes.
I don't want to,
You stay here
On
with me.
me.
You stay here with me.
because you'll invite me.
Yeah.
Okay, if everybody is ready, we just gotta note the time. If you're listening on YouTube Live, you get to hear all the behind-the-scenes stuff too.
Really.
Is Tim going to be here for this or not?
No, Tim's working. I always include him on the link on Zoom so that if ever he has a chance to chime in even at the end. But I do include one of the songs pre-recorded that he did do live on Twilight Showcase. And I don't remember, but sometimes you're saying something afterwards because it's from a show that you're in, Stephen. So, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to remind you. 2 things before we go on the air. When we play his song, wait a minute to applaud because I use his comment at the end, which is cool. So, it's almost like he's here.
And he won't be on the show Sunday either? He won't be?
It'll be pre-recorded, so he'll be there. Sometimes he sings along with himself, though, if you listen carefully. Yeah, and it sounds really good. 2 of him sounds great together. And the other thing is about take 2s. If you start, this is mostly for you, Marianne, because you're doing most of the live stuff, but Stephen as well. If you have like a false start or something and you just need to stop and start it again, it's okay. But what I ask you to do is just stop and say, take 2, and then take a breath, and as in silence, just a second so that I can easily find it to edit it before it goes on the radio. However, if you make a mistake, yes, listening audience, this is how it's done. If you feel like you made a mistake and, later on in the song, just fake it and keep going. And don't go, oh no, just keep going, okay? Even if you forgot the word or you did it, because we don't want to have to start the whole thing over. But no problem with false starts, okay? All right, everybody good? Everybody all set?
Yep.
Boy,
Ready.
we're pretty close to exact here. It is 5, we'll put down 5:03. Not bad. All right. We love you, Ivy. We'll talk with you soon.
Welcome to Twilight Showcase Radio, hosted by singer-songwriters Sandy Stride and Keith James from Another Midlife Crisis, featuring dynamic New England and national songwriters, engaging performances, and moving backstage interviews.
And this is Sandy Stride. Thank you so much for joining us today on Twilight Showcase. And we have a delightful featured artist, Mary Ann McAllister. Wait till you hear her voice. Ooh. Oh, hey, you're going to hear it right now. No moon at all.
disappeared from sight, and there's no moon at all. Don't make a sound, it's so dark. Even Fido is afraid to bark. What a perfect chance to park, and there's no moon at all. Should we what atmosphere for inspiration, dear? One kiss could make it clear that tonight is right and bright moonlight might interfere. No moon at all up above. This is nothing like they told us of. And to think we fell in love and there's no moon at all. Should we what atmosphere for inspiration, dear? One kiss could make it clear that tonight is right and bright moonlight might interfere. No moon at all up above. This is nothing like they told us of. And to think we fell in love and there's no moon at all.
And that was Ann McAllister.
Yeah,
No moon
very
at
nice.
all. Woo! That was beautiful, Ann. Just beautiful. By the way, I guess we should mention that the lovely people in the other corner is Stephen Martin. And Stephen, you actually produced the album of that song is from, am I right?
Yes, and it was a joy.
And the name of your album is, Marianne?
Night.
Night. And there's lots of songs about the moon on it. Get it? The moon. Okay. But they're beautiful. And there we have Kathe Donlan and the delightful feathered baby, Ivy. Hi, Ivy. Love you. Yeah, that was beautiful. And you're also going to hear the dog out, our neighbor's dog,
Neighbor dog.
and one of my cats who just came in. So they all have something to say, and we'll enjoy that. All right. So, Mary Ann McAllister, you're going to perform exquisite covers from your new album, Night, and you're also going to sing what I consider an inspiring original, Lucky Enough, live. And is this maybe the first time it's going to be on radio, is Lucky? I know you've sung it for other people, but
I think it might be.
maybe.
Well,
Might not. It might have already been on radio. But it's the first time we're hearing it on Twilight Showcase. Oh, that's wonderful. Actually, that song was also included on the Catbird Cabaret CD that was also produced by Stephen Martin. We'll talk a little more about that later. And let's see, you have some gigs coming up that you're going to fill us in on when we chat with you a little more. And I'm looking forward to hearing about that. Now, Stephen and Kathe, you might be familiar with them from the virtual Catbird Cafe every Saturday night, right? They are the hosts of that. I'll be with you just in a minute, baby. That's one of my cats complaining. Let's see, what did we leave out? I think we got all that in. Oh, and Stephen, you're going to sing live for us tonight, right?
Yes, I am.
That's
I'm gonna
wonderful.
sing my hit. The song's been recorded by 5 different groups.
Yeah, from
Cool.
Never made it
including
to
Orpheus.
the top 100, but a lot of people have heard it.
Well, it's from including Orpheus, which you were a part of, Orpheus.
Yeah.
And, all right, so let's see. I think Ivy and Mittens should get together and have a little conversation. And Keith, what are you playing tonight?
I'm going to play a song called play a song that you wrote
Oh, thank you.
called The Actor.
Yes. That'll be part of that, and we'll also play Stephen's song words in our Who Cares segment. And then we will have a McKenney's moment, pre-recorded from Tim McKenney. What is actually a fan favorite. We're going to do Lady. I love that song. You say, well, where is Tim McKenney? Well, if this is Thursday, then you're listening to us live on YouTube, which we are now doing every week. You can call it a webcast, a podcast, and then we take the audio from tonight's show and we air it again on WATD in our regular WATD spot, 8 to 10. So that's why you get to hear it twice. And if you're listening on Thursday and you want to also listen on Sunday, you guys get to hear yourself on radio on Sunday. So that'll be cool. And the radio is, if you're in the Boston, south of Boston area, although I've heard it can be heard, the signal, we heard from one of our fans, shout out to John in Yonkers, he said you can actually hear it on the radio in Connecticut. Oh. I thought that was really cool. But the dial is 95.9 WATD FM. But if you're anywhere in the world, you can go online and hear it on 959WATD.com and just click Stream WATD. And then, of course, tonight, if you're listening on Thursday night, then you know it's on at about 5 to 7 p.m. on YouTube Live. But here's the really cool thing about being on YouTube Live. When we're done with the live show, it stays forever and ever on YouTube on our channel. Now, if you go to YouTube and you are already there and you want to put in our channel, it's Sandy Stride, SANDY. STREID 225. But let me tell you, there are two very cool shortcuts. I got that right, Keith? There's two of them.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't even want to go to YouTube, you just want to find it easy. Go to your browser. That's where you put in the www. And here's the shortcut. It's sandyandkeith.com. And again, that's SANDY, spell out and ANDKEITH.com, which is easy to remember because that's Keith right there. But Keith, if they can't remember whose name goes first, what do?
Gosh, I don't know. Then you can go to keithandsandy.com.
KEI.
And take you to the same place.
The miracles of
It
modern
is.
technology.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Sandy, Keith and Sandy, KEITHANDSANDY.com. And you can then watch this whole show without the editing. You get to see all the behind the scenes chit chat too. You can watch it anytime you want. All right, so let's see, did we leave out anything? I don't think so. Oh yeah, when this the radio portion of the show ends at 10 p.m. if you're listening on the radio, or tonight, I don't know, 7-ish, whatever. We're going to still go and play a few more bonus tracks, so stay tuned for that as well. And of course, that will all be on the YouTube live video forever and ever. Okay, Mary Ann, will you please tell us about this gorgeous song that you're going to do live, All the Ways I Want You?
I'd love to. It's Bruce Coburn, written in 1991, and a friend of mine played it first. I thought that's an interesting song. Back before the pandemic, and then there we all were at home, and the words I just feel like are so. I mean, they could have been written for that time of isolation.
Oh yeah.
So I just thought, wow, let's put this in. So
yeah, cool. Right here, live on Twilight Showcase, Mary Ann McAllister.
The hills are full of sea.
secrets, owls watch by night. Down in town the bars are full and the drunks are picking fights. These are the things I know, but the facts are filtered through. All the ways I want you, all the ways I want you. Freight train moaning somewhere near. I see you in the distance, but I can't get there from here. Hard to believe it's happening, but my whole world's shrunken too. All the ways I want you, I want you, all the ways I want you. Stars look down and laugh at me. I ought to take a bow. Don't have to tell them life's hard sometimes. There's one falling now. Nobody's here beside me. I can talk about it too. All the ways I want you, all the ways I want you, all the ways I want
Oh my goodness.
That is excellent.
Ah,
It really is.
I like to
Hey,
make when she plays that song. I like to make believe that she's singing it to me. But look
oh.
how she draws you in. You know.
Don't lean it, Stephen. Don't leave in because you'll overmodulate. Say that again.
Don't lean in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just talk to us.
The way
You
that
you
she-
just said. Just say it again.
everything.
No.
I like to make believe she's singing that song to me, and otherwise, notice the way that she draws you in
Yes.
with her eyes and stuff. You know,
Yep.
I think she's amazing.
And you were talking about the different when she goes louder and softer, and it's just so beautiful. The transitions are smooth as. Yeah, absolutely. Stephen, while you're on there, you want to say who you want to credit that song? You know that one, right?
Well, that song was written by Bruce Coburn.
Yeah, All the Ways
Yep.
I Want You.
Yep. And is he from around here?
I don't know.
Canadian.
What?
Canadian.
Yay, Canada.
Canadian.
Canada. Okay.
Cool. All right.
That's a great song.
Well, Marianne, let's, after hearing a couple of your songs, I'm pretty sure people are going to want to know how they can hear more of you. So let's start by telling you do have a gig coming up in September that we should give them a little advance notice on. You want to mention that one, the one in North Reading? Excuse me, North Reading. Yes.
Yeah, in Massachusetts. Well, it's all started because this whole virtual. Someone's coming over from Scotland. His name's Ian McDonald, And when they found out he was going to be in Massachusetts, Art says, "Well, if it's the 20th, then you're on." And so I said, "Well, I'd love to. If Ian's going to be in town in the country, I said, I'm going up. I'm good 5 to 7 hours, 5 to 8 hours, 7 to
Wow.
8 hours
Yeah.
drive." I thought I'll be in town for that. I'm coming up, and North Reading, they've just been so good to me. That was one of the first Zoom, we call them virtual open mics, that I got to
Yeah.
join.
But this
And
is going to be in person. Yeah, this is going to be
it
in
will be
person,
in
right?
person, yeah.
Very
And
nice.
so Art Grossman runs it, and he's so good to me. So when they started going live was that 2023 or was it
Yeah,
2022?
it's
I
okay.
lost count.
Yeah, don't matter. Yeah.
I got to play. I went up, and that
Wow,
was kind of my first time
congratulations.
away from
Nice.
home.
Now, what
independently.
night is September 20th? You said it's at a Saturday night? I
Saturday.
forgot.
Saturday.
Okay. And a rough idea on the timing of it? I mean, they can look it up as well, I'm sure,
I
online.
think it's going
But
to start around 6.
okay.
And Ian's gonna play a spot because he's
Uh-huh.
our guest from Scotland. This is so
Sure,
cool.
sure.
And I'll
Wow.
play it. I think we're going to have a couple of other. There's going to be a few others.
That's nice. I like
Okay.
that's
It's going to be
nice.
a great night. Fun
And
night.
again, that's North Reading Community Coffee House, and we did tag them on our publicity. You can follow along on our publicity on Facebook on my page.
We would go to see her, but of course that's a Saturday night, and it's the Catbird, and
Right.
except for that night and an occasional night here and there, you can hear Marianne every Saturday night on the Catbird Cafe.
Very
nice.
nice, very nice. And also, you have a segment every Tuesday as well on Eagle's Nest Revisited. And how do people find that? Because that is online.
That's a Facebook page. Jay Singing Spirit Cunningham
Great.
authors the page, runs it,
Uh-huh.
and he runs different. I'd say Tuesday, Friday. He does
Oh, both.
guest
Okay.
spots where people are
Uh-huh.
designated artists to appear.
Like a
And
showcase, in other words.
It's
Yeah.
like a showcase. It sure is. And then he also runs Zooms, open song circles, and so
Very nice.
people can
And those are
join to
open
watch or
mics,
join
some of
to
them?
play if you want.
So there's open mics as well. So they should really check out his page on Facebook. And
That would be Wednesdays. He does
wow,
the open mic,
that's
or
nice.
he does the come on in and play.
It's a busy man.
Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. He's really creates a lot of opportunities in space for so
Sure.
many of us, and the people you get to hear, because Woody and Rick are in Massachusetts. Woody Carpinella, Rick Page are in Massachusetts. Jay Singing Spirit Cunningham is in Massachusetts. Eric Del Sol, he's Pennsylvania.
Those people from all over. That's
Oh,
great.
well, and then Friday
Incredible.
you get Tony Barrett
Sure.
from the UK. He's from Britain.
Gee,
He's wonderful.
excellent.
Betty Diosa, she's Massachusetts. Betty
Yeah.
Diosa,
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
she's Massachusetts.
Well, I tell you what, they can look it up and read more about it. But it sounds. I mean,
There's a
I think
bunch on there.
I think a lot of them would just tune in to hear you. And Kathe, can you tell people how to find everybody on Saturday nights at the Catbird Virtual Open Mic?
Anybody can join us. You're welcome to join us on Zoom if you wish, and you can either take a slot, or you can be in what Stephen calls the peanut gallery and just be with us, and we'll chat
The
with you.
virtual
We don't have
audience,
to
in other
perform.
words.
yeah, we call them the legumes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cute.
So the way to find the Catbird, whether you want to just check it out on Facebook Live, I mean on YouTube Live or YouTube recorded, or to join the Catbird, go to our Facebook page, Catbird Cafe VOM, and you can either log in, join. There are lots of ways to be part of the Catbird. That's how we met Marianne. We were so delighted when she joined us. Somebody, I don't remember who, maybe Snake told you
I think
about
it was Snake.
Catbird.
Yeah.
Snake or Sherman Whipple.
Oh, right, or Sherman.
Both of them,
I think
bless
it was
their
Sherman.
souls.
I think it was Sherman. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're probably
It's them both.
putting on quite a show on the other side, if you ask me. Yep. All right. Well, we will continue, and we'll remind people again later about seeing all of you online. But I would like to hear one of my favorites. I think this one's going to be a CD. Do I have that right? The next one, I Double Dare You?
Yeah.
Is that right? All right. Marianne, do you just have a one-liner about that, and then we want to hear it?
Just came across this song, and I'm trying to think if it was the WYPR that I listened to Friday nights on there. And the internet is just great. You just find these things, and it's what do I say?
You just liked it.
I liked it so much. And then Audra McDonald did this version that had intros to it and stuff. I thought there's even more of the song to be able to play. So
All right.
Terry Shand, Jimmy Eaton, 1937, and that's been the fun for me, especially in the pandemic, to have more time to just
Excellent. All right.
do
Well,
deep
let's
dives on YouTube and hear things.
hear it. They're going to love it too. I Double Dare Ya.
If I should say the night is grand, would you demand a proof? Or would you be indifferent and aloof? You seem to think that half aloof is better than none. So maybe that's the reason we're not having any fun. I double dare you to sit over here. I double dare you to lend me your ear. Take off your high hat and let's get friendly. Don't be a scare cat. Say, what do you care? Can't you take a dare? I double dare you to kiss me, and then I double dare you to kiss me again. And if that look in your eye is what I'm thinking of, I double dare you to fall in love with me. I double dare you. If I should try to read your mind, would I be up a tree? I wish I knew just what you think of me. Oh, you appear to be so shy, so henceforth I speak. Please pardon my presumption. I hate playing hide and seek. I double dare you to sit over here. I double dare you to lend me your ear. Take off your high hat and let's get friendly. Don't be a scare cat. Say, what do you care? Can you take a dare? I double dare you to kiss me, and then I double dare you to kiss me again. And if that look in your eye means what I'm thinking of, I double dare you to fall in love with me. I double dare you.
Very nice.
Great stuff.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, for
And
those
her
of you.
guitar work is amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
excellent.
very
The whole
nice.
thing is terrific job on that. And for those of you who say, well, wait a minute, I thought you said she was a songwriter. Well, she is, and you're going to hear that next, right? Lucky enough. Just give a short intro because I really want to hear this song live. Do you want to just tell them what you were trying to say?
2019, and things were going down in several ways, especially for me as people were making choices. I'm just going to say that.
Yep.
And so this was sort of, I didn't want to make it just a Christmas song. It is a Christmas song, but I felt like it's actually the season is just so much of it's so excited, and then you get behind the ball. And the motivations behind it all. And people, like I said, we're making choices. And I've had a spiritual leader, Rohini Ralvi, and a lot of, especially that last verse, that love doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. That's one of the things, if we really do things right, nobody has to lose. There's going to be learning, but it shouldn't be that there's a winner and a loser. If we're all pulling in the same direction, and even compromise. Some people say compromise, nobody's happy. Well, compromise, there is a good end. We work it out, and that's staying together through it all. So that's kind of where that went. So.
Nice. Well, it's a really good song, and I thank you for agreeing to play it live tonight, right here on Twilight Showcase. Take it away, Marianne.
This season's weighted with waiting. The nights start earlier and last longer too. God meets us best in the darkness. Comes as a baby that our faith might be renewed. Each year you follow traditions. Some things you hang on to, or it's just not the same. Sometimes you add a new name or two. Sometimes there's a grief of a face not looking back at you. We look at the lights in the evergreens glistening. We look at the lights in the children's eyes listening. Windows and houses welcome and beckon. Are you lucky enough to look inward and see such a light in yourself? The season starts in excitement. So many ideas and things to do. The days get shorter and you're running out of time. And I see that's just life and the choices that I choose. We look at the lights in the evergreens glistening. We look at the lights in the children's eyes listening. Windows and houses welcome and beckon. Are you lucky enough to look inward and see such a light in yourself? Here's what I wish in the season: that your heart can see light in what you choose to do. Love doesn't have to be a zero-sum game, and if we love and live right, no one has to lose. We look at the lights in the evergreens glistening. We look at the lights in the children's eyes listening. Windows and houses welcome and beckon. I hope you're lucky enough to look inward and see such a light in yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
Any doubt about her being a songwriter? That should clear it up.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was excellent. Okay, Stephen,
Yes?
could you say that again without the clapping behind you? I wanted to hear what you said. Your
I
gems.
forget what I
Is any
said.
doubt about
Oh,
Okay,
if there was
well, if you
any
remember,
doubt
come
about
back.
her being a songwriter, that should take
Well,
it.
that's, yeah, I agree with you. And I think I'm speaking for a whole lot of people who are listening out there that say, we want to hear more of your original. So should you happen to trip across any of them, you know where to send them, okay?
Thank you.
No pressure. No pressure.
And here, too.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, Stephen wants to hear them too. That's beautiful. I love the hook on that. I really do. Are you lucky enough to look inward and see such a light inside yourself?
Yeah.
It's one of those hooks that's so simple, but really, it hits. It really does. And I see now that what you're saying about written in connection with the holidays, but the way you describe the lights, that could be almost any time of year, certainly as the summer approaches. The stars in the sky, I mean, goes right along with what you're saying. So thank you.
And Rohini has has had a major effect, I think you could say, on Marianne. And she's great. She's written a couple of books. I read one of them, and I'm working on another one. She's a very wise woman.
Very wise.
You didn't. I did not know you even had books. So we'll have to.
No,
No,
Rohini.
not me.
Oh,
They're not
I
mine.
thought you
I'm
meant
just
you
saying
write
they're
as well. Well, no, with the way you write songs, I wouldn't be surprised if you did write books. Okay. Well, that's good.
Rohini writes the books.
That's
Yeah.
a good shout out for him. All right. And Ivy agrees, right, Ivy?
Absolutely.
She's so beautiful. Oh,
She's
I can
hiding
feel,
now.
Ivy, we can feel your heart from here. Yeah, but I heard her. All right. So I tell you what, let's see where we're at here. Well, yeah, it's our Who Cares segment. Boy, there's so much going on. We would need 3 hours just to scratch the surface. And so many historical things going on, things that make us feel uplifted and things that make us feel pretty crummy. But fortunately, we have a lot of these great people here to share some of those thoughts with. And so I think what we'll do is, I've got a couple of songs I picked out that go along with some of the things that I have a feeling you guys might be are going to talk about. And we'll play those shortly as a double play. But maybe I could start with Stephen and Kathe. Anything particular, highs and lows of, let's say, the last couple of weeks, just something that really, like I said when we were talking earlier, something that either makes you want to hug the TV or throw your shoe at it.
Well, okay, I'll start. Stephen has a gig in Worcester on
Don't
Sunday.
say the name of the. Yeah.
No,
it's-
no. I'm not.
Kathe,
going
It's
to.
a
sit back.
benefit for another radio station.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
going to. I was
Thank
going
you.
to say in context of Worcester. That's all. That some things have been happening in Worcester.
Okay.
Over the last week, where a young mother was abducted
Yes,
by ICE,
terrible.
and
Yes.
her daughter stood in front of the car, trying, in absolute trauma, trying to not let her mother be taken. And the local police, who are supposed to not cooperate with ICE, according to the mayor of Worcester, came and pretty much assaulted this young girl, 16-year-old daughter, put her head on the ground, just treated her so badly, and then arrested her as they took her mother away. So there are so many great people in the city of Worcester that have been doing protests and standouts and disruptions and everything else ever since that happened. So, not a positive thing, a negative thing, but the response from the people is a
Yes.
positive thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would add that I don't know what exactly the follow-up has been, but I know that in many of these cases we hear about agencies and organizations that have the legal support to certainly provide defense and support for people that have been taken away by ICE, oftentimes illegal, almost all times cruelly.
The ACLU does that, and the Southern
Yes,
Poverty Law.
terrific job, yes. But in addition to that, I hope that in addition to getting, defense for them, I hope that at least some of them end up suing on top of that for just the way it was handled totally. It seems like there's so much cruelty, and then in many of these other cases that are similar, have come up recently, the people in the administration that Trump or Musk, but supporting them as well, and several of the cabinet members, outright lies about what happened. So you'll have eyewitnesses who are telling the truth, as well as videos in most of these cases, and then you hear the other side, which is just pure lies. So we got a combination of cruelty, corruption, and oftentimes incompetence coming out of the administration.
It's a cruel administration. Yeah, I'm glad you used that word. That's
You know,
cruel.
Thank you for saying
Yep.
that. For years, we have been standing up both verbally as well as in our songs, long before Trump was ever in office, and talking about situations that we feel are cruel, and everybody just kind of looked at us like they did not know what we were talking about. I have been not happy that there's cruelty going on, but very happy to hear mainstream media using the word cruel over and over again. So
And
I
their
agree.
lies, if you tell the same lie, they all stick to the same lie,
Yep.
and if you tell a lie often enough, people will believe it, and that's brainwashing.
Absolutely. Some people will believe it, but fortunately, the good news is that there are more and more people now that are coming out with the other side, especially at the demonstrations that are growing with the truth. So at least we're getting some pushback on the lies.
Well, people are becoming a whole lot less afraid
Yes.
to speak up, and all the protests that are going on just it's helping everybody, to do their own protesting and join in and letting people
taking a
express
stand.
themselves.
And oftentimes the people are less, well, they may feel afraid. It's normal
Right.
for us. We should feel afraid, but the action we're taking in response, when I say we, I mean the population, just regular people like us, is actually more courageous, far more courageous than the Republican congressmen who are afraid, and for good reason, they are being threatened. But they actually do have the power to stop a lot of what's going on. So there's a little bit starting. I see cracks. And but have you noticed? And this has been acknowledged by people that know more than I do. They have shown that when a lot of people come out and push back, whether it's protesting in the streets or phone calls or emails or letters or confronting their congressman, there have been some pullback from the administration on certain items that got a lot of people. And they won't admit it. They'll say something like, oh, we didn't know that, well, that one wasn't supposed to happen. We didn't mean that one, which is...
That was a typo.
Yeah, RFK did that today.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
made some mistakes, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
He sure did it.
Yeah, right. They admit, right, they actually made some
God.
mistakes. Marianne, did you have something you wanted to add there?
Well, I just keep thinking of Jamal Khashoggi and the fact that he died at the hands of someone's behest, and that deals are being made with the Saudi Arabian powers that be.
And now,
Just think- I just
what's
think,
happening?
you know,
What's Trump doing now?
well, this is the jets and the Trump resort going up on the beach, the Saudi Arabian.
Well, he went to Saudi Arabia and they treated him
That
like
it's
a
even dealing
prince.
with the person who had this done to Khashoggi is just
Yes, yes. Right.
we journalists, we need them
Absolutely.
so badly, and the way they're willing to put themselves on the line is just
Yeah.
so,
And
And
they're
putting
scared.
they
themselves
are
at risk.
soldiers, they are warriors.
That's right.
Um,
Yeah, they are warriors. And it is a war. And it is a war. It is a war from our own government on the people, in my opinion, the way we are being attacked. Just what you're talking about.
Yep.
At all levels. And I'm so pleased to see at least some organizations, some universities, some law firms, et cetera, and many, many journalists fighting back. And I think it does help them that we are fighting for them. I think it makes a difference for them too.
Read the other day, and it seems to be true that courage is contagious.
Hear, hear.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
you can't be courageous unless you're scared.
Right, good point.
Right. Yep.
And I think that's why so many more people have decided to get involved, because sometimes it's easier, somebody else will do it. But now we know that we are the somebody else.
Yep.
So, Keith, I'm going to ask you to comment after you sing, if you're okay with that, okay, at the other side.
Okay.
Will you remember, or unless you have something you want to say first, that's okay too.
About.
No, just on this topic. So what I'm going to do is, so we mentioned the cruelty, corruption, and incompetence. It's just endless. The reason we picked the following two songs, words, and then Keith will go live with the actor is. Okay. The reason we picked these is because the endless lies, it seems like what you were saying, Stephen, with words. It's just like when Trump talks, it's just one lie after another. Then he sneaks in a little bit of truth, and then he goes back to lies and lies and lies, and everybody else, he lies and they swear to him. And then I say the one thing that his cabinet members, almost all of them, have in common is that they're also great actors.
The characters we are playing grow more elaborate every day. Closing another curtain in front of what we really meant to say. If we are offered a second chance, will we accept the invitation? Sometimes it's hard to tell the original from an attractive imitation. We only meet at intermissions in between someone else's lines. How long does it take to find the role that was inside you all the time, all the time? They say that tests build character. Frustrations become lessons learned. Sometimes I find it hard to distinguish times I've grown from times I've just been burned. reflections in the rearview mirror grow smaller very fast. What if the place you have been looking for is the one that you just passed? We only needed intermissions in between someone else's line. How long does it take to find the role that was inside you all the time, all the time? When the curtains are finally parted, who will be left up on the stage? Although the words have never been spoken, they are already written on the page. A play waiting to open. The actor is filled with fear. Sometimes the story you've been searching for is the one you never wanted to hear. We only needed intermissions in between someone else's lines. How long does it take to find the role that was inside you all the time, we only needed intermissions in between someone else's lines. How long does it take to find the role? How long does it take to find the role that was inside you all the time, all the time?
Wow.
Truth. Yeah.
We started out with words, Stephen Martin, and wrapped that up with actors. With the actor, I wrote the lyrics on that, and Keith wrote the music and performed it beautifully. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you so much.
Mary Ann, your song was a good transition for that set, because what you were saying about looking inward and seeing the light, and that song was actually written about a real actor that we knew, but to me it now relates to so many of what we were talking about, the congressmen who probably, from what we've heard behind the scenes, really do want to stand up. They know there's many things going on that they want to stop, but until they can look inside and find their courage, find their light. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Are they maybe just waiting for midterms for things to get fixed? Do they think that?
I think they're waiting for the courts to fix it all so that they don't have to take a stand. And I think the courts will fix some things, but not fast enough.
No.
And some of them, did you hear today, some of them speaking out on some of the issues?
I heard some very surprising people saying things.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
People
no
I'm
kidding.
not,
Yeah.
Josh
not
Hawley,
big
who'd
fans
have
of.
thought?
Right. Sometimes
That's
where
good.
you
I'll have
least
to read the
expect it.
paper. I didn't read the
Yeah.
paper today because, I get depressed.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it's cracks. I see cracks of light coming through, and whether or not they'll actually take a stand and a vote, etc., remains to be seen. But it all starts that way, and I think depending on as things get worse and worse, sometimes the cracks get bigger and bigger. Keith, did you have any comments? I wanted you to be able to sing first, and then Because you never want to throw anything at the TV, right? You let me throw it all the things
right.
at the TV.
Who is
right.
this actor that you're referring to?
I get he's not at all like a congressman, well, used to live next door to a summer theater.
Priscilla Beach Theater.
Yeah, and I don't think you know him, but one of the. Hey, Ray Des, come on in. One of
Hey,
the.
Ray Des.
One of the. That's okay. One of the actors there. We got very close to a lot of people there. In fact, you know Mark Henderson, who dances with us.
Yeah.
He was one of the actors there. But the song was really inspired by his brother, who was probably one of the best actors I ever saw. And nothing to do with politics, but we would get to know him at intermissions was when we talked. And
Cool.
yeah, so it's,
Thanks.
but we realized, like many songs, like your song Words, that sometimes it takes on a bigger meaning years later, and that's
Yeah.
why we're using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like words, and we had talked about this, I think, before we went on. You can't pay any attention to Mr. Trump's words because it's prestidigitation. Something's going on down here, and he is showing us this bright, shiny thing here, and that's what we see. But it's the other thing that's important.
I think they're all important because I think he's just, what was the word again? We kept
Cruel?
saying, well, he's very, very cruel
And inhumane.
inhumane,
Yeah.
and but what would be confused, irrational to me. Some of his ideas, like you had mentioned earlier about buying Canada, I don't think that's just a distraction. I think he genuinely. It might serve as a great distraction, but I think he genuinely wants to do that. And in his mind, that is logical, and why wouldn't you want to do it too? And buying the jet, do you hear what he said? Even when none of us were listening, he said when he landed, he saw all the other jets, and they were bigger and more modern, and the United States should have the best one.
Jet envy.
Pretty much.
Jet envy.
Pretty much.
There's also,
And-
he's just, the scary factor is that he's not going to sit with this. If he's been able to get this or accomplish that, then he's got to go on to the next newer, brighter, shinier thing. And that, to me,
Absolutely.
that's what's terrifying is the next limit to bust.
You said it.
Everything has to be a little bit larger than the last thing.
Yep.
You know?
Got
Yeah.
this, well then why not this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all
Right.
started, I could kill somebody here on Madison Avenue and I'd get away with it.
Right. Exactly.
And it's
Sure.
just been,
The other thing about grabbing.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got away with it, yeah. And while there's many different people have many different diagnoses, and they're probably all correct, the people that we have known and worked with that are paranoid with delusions of grandeur, it's like a 101 with him. He just matches that entirely, so that you see what you said, everything building, the delusions of grandeur get bigger and bigger and bigger and become more noticeable to others. How irrational they become, more irrational. So who knows what will be next? But if it gets some people's attention, who knows what reactions will be next as well. Keith, you had there you go. Right, Des, we'll get you on
Act two,
camera
one
in,
more thing.
in Act 2. Yeah, and I want Keith to also, because he was about to say something. So
Okay.
Keith, we'll get to you. Stephen, go ahead, and then Keith had something to say.
Just
Go
that
ahead.
Words is included on my latest album.
Heat
which
Lightning,
is Heat
excellent,
Lightning.
excellent
And
album.
on that cut, Joe Clapp was playing guitar and bass.
Ah, the best.
Karen Sauer and Karen Sauer was on keyboard. Fred Meltzer on drums, and Cynthia Perkins on vocal harmony.
And you were involved with the production as well, and that
Yes,
song
I
is
produced it. Yeah,
that song is just outstanding.
thank you.
And we will talk with you a little more about that in Act 2, because when you sing, we're going to ask you a little more about what's up. So, Keith, Can we get you on mic, please, so that we heard what you wanted to say?
I'm not sure I was going to say anything.
Do you have anything that you would like to add before we go to your instrumental?
One thing I really dislike
Okay.
is when the ICE agents wear masks.
Oh,
That just drives me nuts. I didn't even think that was constitutional.
I did hear today that that is not allowed under some of the
That's what I
procedures
thought, yeah.
rules. Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I don't know about the ICE rules, but I think they were talking about those. But I do
Yeah.
know about police rules that if somebody comes and says, because some people pretend to be police, not everybody, just saying it can happen to any of us out on the street. If someone comes up, they are required to tell you who they are, show you identification. They are not allowed to be covered up. And if you have any questions, you can call the police station and say, is this for real? Because there have been cases of people pretending to be police or other law enforcement, and they are kidnapping. And with what the ICE agents are doing, to me, most of it looks like cruelty, abuse, and sometimes kidnapping as well.
They're loving it. They love it. They're full of
yeah.
glee with it. Here's a photo of an ICE agent that is
Uncovered.
smashing the window of an immigrant, and look how happy he is about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
To be continued, but keep fighting back, because keep standing up, because you're
Yep.
being heard. Kathy, you wanted to say something. Go ahead. No?
No,
Okay.
no,
All
we were
right.
just
Well,
talking about where was the picture.
we'll do more. We'll do more. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our little break. Now, if it's Thursday or if you're just watching YouTube, we're going to take a break with an instrumental. And also, if you're listening on Sunday night, you're going to hear Keith's instrumental. And on YouTube, the break might be a little longer. So you might hear some people chatting after the instrumental, or you just might hear some silence for just a little longer. But on WATD, the break will be about 4 minutes for the news and the weather, and everybody will get to hear a message from Jonathan Edwards when we return. I just want to remind her. Thank you. And that song was Bobby Sox, and that's from Keith's vintage tape that was unreleased. And you want to
That's
tell
your
them what
brother, right, playing on there?
Yeah. Yep. He was the one with the slide that you heard.
And Keith wrote the song, and Tony, his brother, wrote the accompaniment that went along with
yeah,
it.
We used to do a bunch of
Yeah.
that stuff. We used to do that at parties, and it would just the room would just go silent. They couldn't believe what they heard.
Some great
Pretty
songs.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
It just
And he's out in Kansas. Is he? Yeah, he's still in Kansas,
Yep.
right?
yep.
And he also plays bass, and when he has time, he's starting to take some of the recordings that Keith has and add bass to them, not just instrumentals, but also some of the fan favorites, Magic Man, things like that. So we're working on that, and we want to get. That's one of the things we have planned for the future.
Do you know it?
Is to do a full feature with Keith and Tony. And so we'll have the recordings, and then, of course, virtually they'll both be together. My goal, of course, is to get them all together in one room, including his two sisters, who are quite the singers, as I recall. Well, the whole family is, right?
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
both you and Tony. So we're working on it, at any rate.
so I need to ask, what part of Kansas?
Near Wichita?
Wichita? Okay. El Dorado by any chance?
No. Trying to think the town that he actually lives in. I can't think of it right at the moment.
There's a bunch. Derby and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm from
she's
Kansas.
course.
I'm from Kansas originally, so
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Wow.
friend is a doctor in El Dorado, just outside of Wichita, so I had to ask.
Yeah.
And Keith's from Illinois.
Right.
Illinois.
Well, I think that I'm enjoying talking with you behind the scenes as well, and I think we're going to start the second half, and of course we'll have more songs and more talk and more memorable moments, and Stephen's going to sing too. So
All right.
we're looking forward to that. All right, so we'll check the time, and then if everybody's ready, and if anyone needs a little longer, just let me know, and we'll wait. Everybody cool for doing the second half? All right. And Miriam, we're going to start with a CD, and then so timing, I'll take care of the timing at this end, but then you're going to do some more live songs as well. All right. So, looks like we've got 6:07. Does that sound right, Keith? Close enough.
That's what I have.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Here's Jonathan Edwards.
Sunshine, sunshine, go away today.
Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan Edwards. And you're listening to Twilight Showcase with Sandy and Keith on 95.9 WATD.
Life, you don't know what he's asking.
And welcome back to the second hour of Twilight Showcase.
Poets often use many words to say a simple thing. It takes thought and time and reason and rhyme to make a poem sing. With music and words I've been playing for you, I have written a song to be sure that you know what I'm saying. I'll translate as I go along. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, I love you.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I agree with Ivy on that one.
Yep.
Fly Me to the Moon. 1954, Bart Howard. Am I saying, did I get that one right? Okay.
Yes.
And again, that's from your Night album. And again, produced by Stephen Martin.
Well, I wanted to make a shout out. Steve is, we got the dream team here because Kathy was doing so much administrative stuff, pulling things together, talking me through how to get things to Stephen, and just figuring out the whole bits and pieces of working with disc makers and getting the rights and stuff. She was
Yep.
She's
immeasurable.
amazing.
Yes,
Phenomenal.
yes.
I couldn't
I
do
just
anything
can't thank her
without her.
enough. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good.
Plus, she keeps the world away. That's important to me.
And right now, I'm going to keep Ivy.
The dream team right here.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Marianne, that was sweet.
Kathy, we want to see your face. Go ahead. Just come down a little so we can
I
see.
said thank you to Marianne for saying that. That means a lot. Appreciate it. And
But
now
now-
I have to leave so Stephen can play.
Because the bird will
Good
try to
night,
sing
Ivy.
along with me.
Okay, we'll come
right.
back afterwards. Good night, Ivy. All right. And Stephen, before you play, I know you're going to play. Why don't we, while we're on the subject of working with each other, why don't you just share a little about working with Marianne, or just give us a little
Well, it's
behind the
just-
scenes.
I've worked with a lot of people, and she's just so easy to work with, you know, and she's just, I can't say enough about her. She's kind and she's thoughtful and she's deep, and we can talk philosophy. There's not a lot of people I can talk philosophy with, but she can. And she's a frontierswoman. She lives in a log cabin out in the middle of the woods, and she chops her own wood and she does her own landscaping. And, what more can you say?
And she sings pretty good too.
That's right.
Oh, gosh, yeah, she's okay singing. Playing guitar, yeah.
Well, we are it's just really nice having you all together on for this feature. It really is, and I know that you sat in a little bit on. You joined us on one of Stephen's features. Yeah, it's nice to have you all together here. So thank you again. Stephen, let's talk. Go ahead, Marianne. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
It's a pleasure because getting more and more used to the whole Zoom. I mean, it's like a second. It's almost easier than phone calls because you can also have the visual. But
Right.
Steve and Kathe have just been great. I'm just so grateful, so grateful. And it was the pandemic that got it all rolling forward.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
That's right.
really
And after
lucky,
the
really lucky.
pandemic was over, this was such a success, the Catbird, the virtual Catbird. We just decided to keep doing it.
We're
For one
glad you
thing,
did.
we can get people from all over the country and all
Isn't
over
that
the world,
something?
which we couldn't
That's
do any way
incredible.
with. Marianne's from Maryland, for example.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting you say that because now that we are doing our webcast, in other words, the visual part of Twilight Showcase, now that we're doing it earlier, we know some people in other countries that we would love to get features on, or again, get features that we couldn't do it when we were 8 to 10 live because it was the middle of the night for them. But at this hour, we can get us all together again. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are, when we grow up, we want to do what you're doing, So thank you. You're inspiring us. So thank you. All right, now we told people, by the way, I call Stephen, well, really Stephen and Kathe too, because they are a team, but in terms of Stephen's showing off talents, that he really is a Renaissance man, singer, songwriter, producer, activist, and artist, and author. Well, he just happens to have the book there, Thumper.
Thumper, yep. And
Yep,
I'm
and you're
almost through
working
with the
on
sequel. I'm almost through with the sequel, which is Thumper
Excellent.
Grows Up.
We are looking forward to it, and Stephen has read some excerpts from Thumper before on a feature, and when you're ready, let us know, because maybe this fall or whatever. We're starting to book for the fall now, so but we would love to show off your new book when you're ready.
Sounds good.
Or sneak peek it, however you want to do it. Oh yeah, we're eagerly awaited. Let's see, and it's interesting. It's a good transition to Congress Alley because Congress Alley is really written about some of your earlier performance days. Do I have that right?
Yeah, it was back. Congress Alley was a socio-political experiment that I nurtured into existence. It's a neighborhood of creative people and politically aware people, and there were eventually well over 300 people involved with it.
Really? Wow. Where is Congress Alley? What town or
In
state?
Worcester.
Isn't that interesting that Worcester came up earlier? Huh. And yeah, how
Amazing
many
stuff
years
coming out of
ago?
Worcester. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's coming out all over, but it's interesting that you were working on things way back then. So,
Well, I had been to San Francisco during the Summer of Love, and that set a fire in me, and I wanted to have my own little Haight-Ashbury in Worcester.
so you did it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, would you like to sing about it? And then on the other side, maybe Kathe will chime in on a few things that are going on with you guys as well. So
Okay.
take it away, live right here. Yay, on Twilight Showcase, Congress Alley, Stephen Martin.
Hey, the kids are playing. Look, The kids are playing and know how to play out on Congress Alley. What a fine day for the kids to be playing on Congress Alley. And I say, hey, what a happy day. What do you say we go out and play on Congress Alley? Hey, the sun is shining, look, the sun is shining, it knows how to shine out on Congress Alley. And what a fine day for the sun to be shining on Congress Alley. I say, hey, what a groovy day. What do you say we try to get away? Alright, if we went outside when the sun was bright, you could dance and sing and do your thing without the neighbors getting all uptight, all uptight. Hey, the snow is falling, look, the snow is falling, it knows how to fall, don't it know how to fall? What a fine day for the snow to be falling. Say, hey, what a trippy day. No matter what you say, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna stay. You stay too. If we went outside when the sun was bright, you could dance and sing and do your thing without the neighbors getting all uptight. Hey, the sun is shining, look, the sun is shining, it knows how to shine, don't know now. What a fine day, what a fine day. Say, hey, what a happy day. What do you say we try to get away to Congress?
Wow.
All right.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Sounds good, Stephen. Real good.
Very good.
Wow. And that was Congress Alley, written and performed by Stephen Martin. And he's recorded it both on, Orpheus recorded it on the Orpheus album.
The first Orpheus album, yeah.
Yeah. And did you sing on that at all? I know you didn't do lead on that version.
No, I wrote 3 songs on that album, but I did not sing on it. I played cowbell.
What were what were the other
More
two albums that were on there that you wrote? The other 2 songs, if you remember, that you wrote. It's okay if you don't. I was just curious.
This is a test.
The Doorknob was one of them, and Music Machine was another.
All right, and then
And
you.
Orpheus eventually recorded 15 of my songs.
Wow. And then it was also as I mentioned, have the copy of. I got from your great website, by the way, where a lot of your songs are available for download from back in the day as well as current ones. Orpheus Reborn.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The right name?
Yeah, a
Okay.
bunch of us got together in '04. Everybody except Bruce Arnold, bless his soul. Um, and we did Orpheus Reborn for about 4 years. We played around
Yeah.
locally, and then, as happens in bands, people's egos get in the way. So we just let that pass.
Yep.
But in the meantime, you created some great music, and there's a live version of that with you doing the lead on the Orpheus Reborn album. So, but it's really, and for those who people might remember Orpheus, as well as Stephen recorded his own.
There's a picture of Orpheus Reborn at the
Oh wow!
Situate Heritage Days
Oh,
Festival.
Excellent.
There's the snake.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, one of the songs that many people, when they hear Orpheus, they go, "Wait a minute, there was something I remember by them." Yeah, "Can't Find the Time to Tell You" was a huge hit in this area,
Yeah.
and
And other areas too.
absolutely. And Stephen,
I still get royalties from overseas. They're still playing those songs
that's wonderful.
in Denmark and Italy and the UK.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, not bad. Making a little bit of money from stuff that I
kidding.
wrote 40
And
years
it
ago.
is,
Right,
yeah, and
absolutely.
you deserve it. Orpheus and Eric Gillickson, the Snake, have done a live version of "Can't Find the Time to Tell You" that we frequently play during your features, and I love that one so much. I like it even better than the original, because when you play it, there were some words in there that they just kind of flowed by me. And when I heard you singing them, in a sense, acting them out is how it felt. I really felt them in a whole new way, and that's a good thing. It was.
your heart.
I always loved the song. I always loved the song, but it went even more so. And I can still remember listening to it in junior high school years. So
I used to know somebody who said that they were conceived to that song.
I'm a little older than them. But thank you. Thank you for all of that and for sharing it with us. It means a lot to us. And Ivy, I understand you're having a little something. That's wonderful. You're such a beautiful girl.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
it's
boy.
a little, it's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we do
Yeah,
Twilight,
she's a happy girl.
She can't go too long without having some food, so.
well, neither can
Yeah,
I, and
right.
she shouldn't. Absolutely. Yeah, and by the way, I've mentioned this. I didn't mention it off the air, but so I'll mention it on the air. If any of our online performers need to get something to eat, go right ahead. Our show, we do it as if we're all hanging out in the living room together. And our audience gets to hang around with you celebrities, and that's fun.
Thank
So
you.
feel
I'm
free
on a
to.
liquid diet. So.
Okay. All right. Any rate, so we've got another song coming up. Let's see where we're at here.
I don't think I've ever heard this song, Marianne. Is that possible?
I think I've played it at Catbird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
It's a great song, and we're going to hear it live tonight. And if you've got a one-liner for it, or else you can play it, whatever would you
Well,
like?
This is a song I cannot ever open a set or a show with it, or people would run.
Ah,
Is it?
written by Antonio Carlos Jobim?
Jobim.
Jobim. Okay,
Jobim.
thank you.
And Newton Mendonca as a lyricist.
Good.
So are there parts of it that are actually sung off key, or is it just about a crooked song? Okay, so we should mention that so people
Yeah,
know that
spoiler-
you don't
spoiler
sing
alert.
off. Yeah, but we need it because people, obviously, you don't usually sing off key.
No,
So if you're
unless
doing
you
part
want
of it
to.
for effect, then we totally understand and respect it. And I like your name for it, which is one of the lines in it, "A Crooked Song."
Good song. Yes.
Take it away.
Okay. When I try to sing, you say I'm off key. Why can't you just see how much it hurts me? With your perfect beauty and your perfect pitch, you're a perfect terror. When I come around, must you always put me down? If you say my singing is off key, my love, you will hurt my feelings, don't you see, my love? I wish I had an ear like yours, a voice that would behave. All I have is feelings and the voice God gave. You insist my music goes against the rules. Yes, but rules were never made for lovesick fools. I wrote this little song for you, but you don't care. It's a crooked song, but oh, my heart is there. The thing that you would see if you would do your part is, even if I'm out of tune, I have a gentle heart. I took your picture with my trusty Rolleiflex, and all I have developed is a complex. Possibly in vain, I hope you'll weaken, oh my love, and forget those rigid rules that undermine my dream of a life of love and music, with someone who'll understand that even though I may be out of tune, when I attempt to say how much I love you, all that matters is the music I bring, which is, my dear one, I love you.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah,
off
and I've
key,
heard
a
that.
crooked song by Antonio Carlos
Jobim.
Joben or Joben? Is it
Jobim.
Joben? Okay.
And somebody recorded
Could be.
that in Spanish, right?
Yeah, well, Astrid Gilberto, I think.
Yeah,
and
okay.
The girl from
Okay.
And
Ipanema Girl.
the Spanish words is completely different. It's kind of like our two styles are not in tune with each other, but maybe if we put it together, we can come
Cool.
have our own special song, which just is not as charming.
Well, it was beautiful. It was beautiful and sweet all at the same time, and
Yeah.
humorous.
Right.
It was very, and just so the people know, it's hard to purposely sing off key.
You know,
Oh,
you
I
just
don't
kind of
know.
aim for the ditch to enjoy the ride.
It's not very hard to
To accidentally do it, but to intentionally do it can be hard, especially with your talent, as they'll see more of in just a few minutes. You do some interesting work, your 9 to 5 job. Do you want to tell people a little about that?
Well, I get to play for senior residence homes and things like that. That's the music I like to play. So I'm just so happy that there's somebody who wants to hear that. So that's what I get to do.
And you are available for all different places as well as house concerts. Do I have that right?
Yeah. I would love to do more house concerts. I like to travel, so love to, jump in the car,
And-
drive somewhere, play.
And how can people get in touch with you?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Well, you're on Facebook. So they can send
I
you a
am on
Facebook
Marianne
message, right?
McAllister. Yeah, Marianne
Yeah.
McCallister, musician.
And we did tag that. And when I keep saying we, on my Facebook page, which is Sandy Stride, Streid, but there's a shortcut to find my Facebook page where there's all kinds of links and publicity for these folks. And of course, Marianne, you can share more of your stuff on there so they'll find you. But twilightshowcase.org. You put that right up top where the www goes, and it'll take you right to my Facebook page, and then you can find Marianne as well, or you can just look her up, and it's Mary, Mary, and then Ann, right?
Separate,
And,
no E's. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then spell McCallister for them, for those who...
McAllister. MC, capital A, Lister.
And if you're watching, actually, you can see it right on the screen there.
There's a
Now-
half dozen ways to spell the whole thing.
And it also, though, you have another job that you do that you think some other people might even be interested in for some work. Your
Well,
your
I'm a-
non-musical job.
I'm an assistive reader.
Can you explain what that is?
Well, and it's been everything. I've actually also read texts, for graduate students.
Whoa.
She was a Hebrew,
Mhm.
Jewish studies, and so it was books on tape, in that long ago. But most of what I'm doing now is with UExams, UEXAMS. And I don't know if they're specifically in different areas, but if you want to, your MCATs, your LSATs, your GEDs, and then certification anywhere from beautician's license to tax preparation to oh my God.
Let's back up for just a minute. You help people that because of their challenges, such as visual
Yes.
or
So
can be
anybody wanting to take-
dyslexia.
Anybody wanting to take any of these tests, you go into a room and you sit
Yeah.
down at a computer, you read it, and you type out your answers. Well, if you're blind or you have dyslexia or there
Or
are
even
several
limited, or even
issues.
low vision, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So there are accommodations you can get, and having an assistive reader is one of the things. And so instead of going into the room with everybody else in their computers, there will be a room designated with a computer,
Yeah.
and then that person and I read the test material, and sometimes I'm a recorder too, and I check the answer that they indicate I should, or type out their
Yeah.
written response. And it's just, I stumbled into it. I was actually reading a lot of I was reading for the Radio Reading Network of Maryland, golly, 20 some years ago. And different things would come my way. There's Hoagie. There he is.
Hi,
And,
Hoagie.
Looking out the door.
Cute, very cute. Go ahead. Yeah.
So he would be giving me these other jobs, and this is the one that's just really stuck, and I've been doing it. Even did a little bit during the pandemic, and then it's picked back up again since.
Very nice. And you mentioned that even sometimes people have particular physical illnesses. I think you said perhaps sometimes people with diabetes have a need for the assistance or some other challenges. Go ahead.
One woman had diabetes, and I could tell even through the test that she was starting to.
Yeah.
And so, I was needed there to just keep her on.
Yeah, to help her
out.
get through. Yeah, that's
Reading, yeah.
wonderful. Wonderful. It's wonderful work you're doing. And the information center you're talking about, reading information, WATD helped to start the Talking Information Center in Marshfield. They share the building. And that's actually where we did before Twilight Showcase, we did a Don't Count Me Out show, similar to Twilight Showcase. That's where we started. Of course, now we've just...
Potential's unlimited.
Yeah, but we did a show like this on that channel, and then we worked our way up to a show. Now we've been 15 years. We just passed our 15th anniversary on WATD. So I'm glad to hear that you have where you were, because I know that's a network throughout the country as well. The reading on the radio like that for people. So that's wonderful. So people, you said that you've heard that they are looking for people, so people can check in their area.
They often
You can
are.
see
And
what
if
you do.
If you don't read, they also need proctors. They need people to go in.
Proctors.
Yeah, help administer tests. I mean, sometimes the center has their things, but then they need a specific proctor to help administer certain tests, especially like MCATs and stuff. I think they were needing.
Sure.
So I don't know if U Exams is the national, but I know Prometric is one of the testing centers. If a person would, if you're interested in this, you could call Prometric, and I would believe that the testing center would be able to direct you towards who is
When
doing the
you,
assistance
and they can do a
services.
Google search too, probably, but also they can start by looking on your Facebook page, because you do list that you do work there at one of them, so they can follow from there too. So,
Yeah, and I'm just not sure if U Exams how regional they are versus if there's another name
yeah,
of an entity that does it
of
in
course.
different areas.
But now that people know that it exists, it's a good
There,
opportunity for some people.
people need it.
So,
Yeah,
and I assume they have training and things like that, so to
yeah,
help
some
people
training.
learn. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so future plans, anything that you're thinking of? Perhaps more writing or recording or performing or
Well, I'm kind of licking
anything?
my wounds because of the national situation being what it is. This time last year, we were wrapping up the CD and we were rushing to get it done because I toured England last summer
Wow,
and
wow,
took the
nice.
CD with me. The timing worked out.
You got
Not
it done
planning on
about
doing
3
it this
days
summer.
before you had to leave.
It
Oh,
did. It was a little touchy. Yeah.
Just in time.
yeah.
Yeah, it really, yeah. Whew. Yeah, this time last year we were, poor Kathy was trying to help me. Do this, can you do this? Can you do that? And then trying to make it.
Get it done, get it
I'm
done.
not technically proficient,
Me neither.
Know the
It's
feeling.
as if you
to
resisted
put it
the
lightly.
sense of urgency. You were well. If it isn't ready, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. And it was Stephen and I were like, no, it won't. No, it's not okay.
It can't be okay.
Yeah, she was great. Um, and then Stephen and he'd work on how's this sound, and then well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're doing a lot of work. It was great. It was really,
Well,
I
do
can't
keep us
imagine.
posted, and so we
Yeah,
know what's
thanks.
coming up, especially with the, if you have gigs or online things, just pass it along on our page, as well as if you do have any other originals, we definitely would like to hear them. I just want to do a quick coming attractions next week for Memorial Day weekend. We are going to do an encore presentation of John Oliver's feature, which was excellent, and well. That will be an encore on WATD on Sunday night on Memorial Day weekend. So next Thursday, I'll just repost that video, which came out real good on YouTube. And I always post the links to the YouTube videos on Facebook. Just like, again, inspired by Stephen and Kathy, they post their Catbird links on Facebook, so to help guide people around. So. All right. You
It's
got a one.
also a John Oliver song on this album.
Yes,
Another
and
song.
I think that was included in that feature. I'd have to double check, but we usually do because it's fantastic. So, thank you. And Kathy, we don't have a lot of time, but is there something coming up that you want to let people know about? You mentioned Musicians for Greater Good, but I don't know if you want to plug that again.
Well, Musicians for the Greater Good had a very fine show in not Western Mass, but north of Boston a few weeks ago. I guess it was a big success. Stephen and I were actually visiting Mary Ann in Maryland, so we
All
weren't able
right.
to be part of the show.
Yeah.
But we heard it was really good, and it's available on YouTube under Musicians for the Greater Good if you want to take a look at it. It was a live show, but it was live streamed as well. I hear Musicians for the Greater Good is doing something coming up sometime soon, but it's not formed yet. They're
Okay,
looking
yeah.
at doing another show.
Keep us. Well, thank you for your work with them and keep us posted. Go ahead. I'm sorry I
We're
interrupted you.
not fully involved anymore. We're sort of
Yeah.
advisors.
Yeah.
That's still good. All right. Marianne, a one-liner, and then I would, let's see, we're doing CD for that one, or would you change your mind? Did you want to do it live as well? We're not trying to limit you, whatever you would like.
Winter Moon.
Winter Moon.
Yeah.
I'll play it if that's okay.
Want to do it
Sure.
live? Did you say do it live? Yes.
No.
So I'm getting too many voices at once. Yes, on
Yes.
playing it live?
Yeah, I'll do it live.
Wonderful. And then you'll still do the grand finale live, is that right?
Sure, thank you.
Good. We love it. Whenever you're ready. It's pretty much self-explanatory, and it's
Well, this
beautiful.
is Winter Moon 1956 by Hoagie Carmichael, so getting my Hoagie song in the lineup here.
All right. Good timing. Live right here on Twilight Showcase.
Winter moon up there alone in the sky. All I can hear is the word goodbye. Winter moon, do you recall a night in June? Where is love's magic? Where has it gone? Has it gone like the summertime that we used to know? Winter moon up there alone in the sky. All I can hear is the word goodbye. Winter moon up there alone in the sky. Are you as lonely tonight as
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so what we're going to do now is play Tim McKenney's beautiful cover of Lady. It's one of my favorites. And I just want to remind you that he does do an outro on it, so we'll just give him a second to do that before we applaud, although it's hard to hold back after he sings. And Tim McKenney, for those of you who are listening on the podcast, on the webcast, on YouTube, is the engineer who gets us out on the air from WATD on Sunday nights. So shout out to Tim and thank you. Here it is.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made For so many years I thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole. Forever, let me wake to see you each and every morning. Let me hear you whisper softly in my ear. In my eyes, I see no one else but you. There's no other love like our love. And oh, girl, I'll always want you near me. I've waited for you for so long. And lady, your love's the only love I need. And beside me is where I want you to be. 'Cause my love, there's something I want you to know. You're the love of my life. You're my lady.
Wow, standing ovation. Tim McKenney, talk about velvet smooth.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great job. Lionel Richie song.
Yeah, he does a
definitely.
super job on that, and I think that does a good job of kind of explaining how you all, ladies and men, made us all feel tonight. Really, a beautiful, beautiful feature, and I appreciate it so much. All the passion and purpose that you put into this feature means a lot to us, really.
Yeah.
Well, we have one more song, and Ivy, you did great tonight. She looks so content. I think she's taken a little rest now.
Yeah.
That's
He was
wonderful.
napping, yes. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Oh, that's a big compliment. When furry or feathered babies fall asleep on your shoulder or your lap, it's a big compliment.
Trust.
Trust,
That's
which is a
right.
big part of love.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, real big. I tell you what we'll do. You're going to do you're going to do You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To live. Why don't we go ahead and do our thank yous first in case we run in short, and get our thank yous in, and then we'll have you start right after we say see you next week. Marianne, I'm not sure if you heard me on that. After Keith and I do our closing, which is see you next week is the last, then you just go ahead and start. And that'll take us into the bonus track after hours, and then we'll catch you all on the other side there. So we'll just do our thank yous now, Keith. And so an official thank you to Ann McAllister, Stephen Martin, Kathe Donlan, Ivy, Keith James, Tim McKenney, Ray Des Bishop, and a shout out to all of our listeners, including Miss Bridget Studley, Ed from Plymouth, John from Yonkers, and all of our other wonderful listeners, as well as Ed Perry. We would not be here without you. Keith, I think it is time to go.
Till next week, note those twilight moments.
Where the darkness meets the dawn.
I'm Keith James.
And this is Sandy Stride for Twilight Showcase Radio. See you next week.
You'd be so nice to come home to. the breeze on high sang a lullaby, you'd be all I could desire. Under the stars, chilled by the winter, under the August moon burning above, you'd be so nice, you'd be paradise to come home to and love.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so
Mary
much.
Ann McAllister.
That was really special.
I'm so proud of her.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Great show.
Well, let me say again, thank you all for a fantastic Twilight Showcase feature.
For sure.
Oh, really,
They're making it all happen.
Thank you, Sandy. Make it easy. We just follow your lead. You make it. Thank you.
and thank you for doing the 2 live ones at the end there. That really was
Yeah.
superb. And the
Nice.
obvious pick of you'd be so nice to come home to for the finish of the radio show portion, but you just nailed it on that, really. It's just, I love that feel, especially because that's on till 10 o'clock at night. So there's that real feeling, of we're coming home and snuggling, and it's a good feeling. So thank you.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Nice
you
to
were,
wake up
you were
to.
about...
But
Yeah.
except for the morning breath.
Oh my gosh, right. And Ivy, we are so proud of you and we love you. Yeah. And she felt it, didn't you? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Just squawking.
And you keep coming on our show. Oh, she knows, she can feel what I feel when she's here. So thank you. It really means a lot to us. We took care of a blue jay for about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And there's a space there that's going to stay missing. And when I see another beautiful feathered baby like that, it does help. So thank you. Any rate, So now we have an option to do a couple more things. And Keith, I just picked out something, but I'd rather you pick out something. So if there's anything you want to do live, we can. And Stephen, did you have a request? Of course, I always, especially with all the love going around on this show, we can do Perfect Love, but we can also do something else. And Stardust was the one that we talked about possibly.
Oh, yeah.
For we can either CD or live. I don't know, but I'll welcome any one of your opinions, and I can bring up something, a CD version of anything you guys are looking for, or anybody can do a live one. And
I don't know. I might request a song off of the Heat Lightning album. We've got great songs by Warren Zevon and John Prine.
how about one more of your originals? Because we love showing off your originals. But I would love to have you pick another one of your originals. And I do like those. It's just that we love to show off your writing as well.
Heat Lightning.
Oh, Heat Lightning.
Heat Lightning, you got it. Yeah, that doesn't,
Thank you.
you know. I don't know if you heard. I just heard briefly the national weather forecast about what's going on out west. It's only May 15th, and they're already burning up, from what I hear, or about to. I didn't hear the whole forecast, so it reminds me of the climate change. And yes, we're allowed to say the word climate change here on Twilight Showcase.
We can actually tell the truth.
Yeah. And we must.
And we must, that's for sure. Let's see. While Sandy's coughing, hopefully she's going to be okay. Yeah, here she is.
Yeah, that was your cue to talk to each other.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm like you, Stephen. You can relate. When you need to cough, you don't get to wait. Especially now with the pollen. You know, it hasn't
it's
been too
awful,
bad.
yeah.
Knock on wood. Yeah, it is a rough year, but I'm glad I made it through the show with only one running out for a little coughing. So thank you for jumping in there, folks. Okay, so we got Heat Lightning. And Marianne, did you want Stardust, or would you like to pick a different one? I have your songs, so whatever you want.
Stardust would be great. That would be, yeah.
All right. And Keith, any thoughts? Or you're working on it, right?
Yeah, kind of working on it.
Okay. Why don't we do Heat Lightning first, Stephen? Since we already kind of introed it a little bit, would you talk a little bit about Heat Lightning, and then I'll play it? I might have to take me a minute to bring it up, but go ahead.
Well, I wrote it many years ago. I wrote it in '68 on Congress Alley, and it's about waiting for something that never happens.
Wow. And it's particularly poignant these days. Heat Lightning, written by Stephen and performed by Stephen Martin. Title cut.
Seen the sky this color orange in my life. The afternoon is dying. There is no velvet silence cuts into my soul like a rusty knife. Everything is waiting, something must begin. Heat lightning or went away. Sitting at the window, I'm so all alone. Though the dogs are barking, ooh, I can hear a child cry. Watching with, she still hasn't shown. Flashing on the wall. Lightning, rain, refuse to fall. Now the wind rings the wind chimes, tugs the curtains, rustles the sheets. Now my tears hit the railing. My eyes are burning, watching the heat. Flashing on the wall. Heat lightning, rain, refuse to fall.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
still like that song.
Superb song.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I said it once, and I'll say it 1,000 times. That song is a masterpiece.
It is.
It's just
From the first note till the last, until the last moment of silence there that you feel.
the spareness of it is just so perfect. I just
I appreciate it.
really,
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it just I had forgotten that you wrote that all the way back. I just didn't remember that it was, and again, prophetic, absolutely prophetic at all different levels. So
And then Snake, much more recently, Snake came in with the arrangement, the guitar
Yes.
part. With
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dun,
yeah, oh,
dun. That's all Snake right there.
yeah, yeah, it just grabs you. It really grabs you physically. I mean, you can feel it, or at least I can. I think you can
It's
too.
so evocative. You feel like you're there. You're
gosh.
waiting too.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Gosh.
Wow.
Let's
Well,
hear
who
more
wants to
Mary
follow
Ann.
that? I'm sorry. What did you say, Stephen?
I said, let's hear more Mary Ann.
Yeah. No, we will. Keith, what did you have something in mind?
I was thinking about the recorded version of the one that Carrie Rips did. I just can't think of the name of it.
Sail On?
Sail On, yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys in the mood for Sail On? I know they like it. It'll take me a couple minutes to bring it up. So maybe we'll put on Stardust and then finish up with Sail On. It's a
Okay.
very inspirational song, and I like leaving people with little bit of inspiration in these tough times. Marianne, is there anything that you wanted to, you can say before or after your song, but was there anything to intro it, and then any other things that you wanted to, you can say to our YouTube audience before we go, but first we'll play Stardust, but go ahead and intro it if you'd like.
Hoagie Carmichael, Mitchell Parrish, wrote it 1929. I can't believe it's that old. Stardust.
All right,
let's summer nights.
We'll catch you on the other side. Yeah, it's just a perfect one for tonight.
And now the purple dusk of twilight time steals across the meadows of my heart. High up in the sky, the little stars climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder how I spend the lonely night, dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration, but that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside the garden wall. When stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain.
We've been waiting a long time for this.
Just
Entranced.
She's on my
gorgeous.
shoulder. She's not biting me.
Stephen, we can't hear you. Speak up a little bit.
She's
Go
on my
ahead.
shoulder now. and
I
she's not
know.
biting
I
me.
saw. I was melting over here watching her oohing and cooing to both of you. I love it. Wow. Marianne, can you tell people how they can get your CD and anything else you'd like to say to our listening audience on YouTube? And I'm going to bring up that other song. So you go ahead and speak.
Well, message me on Facebook is actually the best way to reach me. I have not done distribution, so.
We'll work on that.
Got $15, usually by Venmo or PayPal. But contact me so then I can get your address and send it out to you. $15 covers the disc and shipping and handling.
Wow.
A
Very
bargain.
good. That is.
Never get rich that way.
Excellent. All right. Well, Keith, we're going to play Sail On, and we'll tell people on the other side. And then when we're, we did not get a chance to tell people how they can hear more of your music and get some free downloads. So, let me see if I can, oh yeah. So if you'd like to hear more Keith James music, and I wrote some of the lyrics, it's easy to do. Just go to keithjames.info, I-N-F-O. And again, that's keithjames.info.
Shameless self-promotion.
Oh, yeah. Keith, you want to tell a little bit about Sail On and who orchestrated it?
Sure.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. That's a sneak peek. Go ahead.
My brother and I used to play together all the time, but we also had a friend whose name was Kerry Ripsch. And he played piano, and he sang, and he played guitar, and so the three of us were always doing something back when we were all in our 20s or so. And hadn't seen him in a long time, and I had a song called,
It does. You're talking
Brain
about Sail
freeze.
On or
Yeah,
something
Sail
else?
On.
Okay.
Anyway, I wrote that song, and then we had it recorded. And I decided to give Kerry a call and see if he was doing anything. But he's got this nice little unit that he can sit down and put piano or whatever he wants to on the recording. So he did his thing on it and put a bunch of voices in there too. And this is going to be what it sounds like.
And while it was originally written by some of the speeches that were made at Robert Kennedy's funeral. No, sorry, Edward
Ed
Kennedy.
Ted Kennedy.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy. Sorry about that. But it really has gotten now to be our inspiration anthem but the thing about can't make it up the hill because of the leg, that's because his son, right, actually had long hair. So it's a lot of true stories that Keith put together into a very inspiring song. And the orchestration starts with the ocean in the background, so you will hear it from the beginning. Sail On.
The waves are high and the winds are strong. A bitter cold sea mist, daylight is all but gone. And you head straight into the storm, and you feel like you will never make it home. Sail on. Sail on, sail on, sail on. There's a hill we climb, a without this lake, I'll never make it at all. Through all the tears and all the pain, we will climb together all the way. Now take my hand and sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on through the stormy seas to where the water meets the sky. Sail on beneath the sunset of a rose-purple night, when the sun, the moon, the stars won't do illuminate the way. You keep drifting in and out, and you can't see what's ahead. Sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on. Now change will happen overnight, and you can't always win the good fight. That baritone voice could fill the air. It's just not the same when you're not there. Sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on. Sail on through the stormy seas to where the water meets the sky. Sail on beneath the sunset of a rose-purple night, when the sun, the moon, the stars won't illuminate the way. You keep drifting in and out, and you can't see what's ahead. Sail on, sail on. Sail on through the stormy seas to where the water meets the sky. Sail on beneath the sunset of a rose-purple night, when the sun, the moon, the stars won't illuminate the way. You keep drifting in and out, and you can't see what's ahead. Sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on. When the waves are high, sail on. When the winds are strong, sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on.
Oh, such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
You've done good in Keith.
Great
Thank you very
finale.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, Carrie did a really nice job on that.
Yeah, he did some of the background. Oh, Keith has all the voices, but
No,
he did a little
I
bit
just,
on
I
that.
just did the melody. He did
Oh,
all the
just-
other voices.
Oh, he did.
Great
Okay,
blend.
that
It's
one.
really
Wow.
Yeah.
wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
your guitar, though, right?
That was my guitar, yep.
Yeah, he just took the original the original recording with Keith and his guitar, and Carrie added all that, and also lots of support coming from his wife.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful that we can do stuff like that now.
I know.
technologically.
It's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to do a lot more, I'll tell you. There are a lot of our songs that really we can, in our heads, we hear the orchestration, you know, but don't necessarily have the ability to add it on, or the people or whatever. But that's a little bit of our future plans, I guess you could say. So,
Maybe I could help out.
well,
Maybe you could.
maybe so, yeah. Well, what I would like to do at this time is to end the YouTube portion of the show, and if our featured guests do have a few more minutes, I'll talk with you, stay with you on Zoom. You grab something to eat or whatever. Are you okay for a few minutes, or?
That'd be great. Sure. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. A little bit about future plans I want to share with you. So, all right. Well, thank you all. Does anybody have anything to say to our listening audience before we sign off, and knowing that we will all be back?
Just remember, folks, we're at the dump.
That's right. We're at the dump.
That's WATD for those.
Right.
Yep.
All right. All right, Marianne. Thank you again. So you'll return, right? We made it not too tough. Okay, good.
Good.
Pleasure.
Good.
It's lovely.
It really, in the case especially tonight, it did feel like we were all kind of, well, for us anyway, sitting in the same living room with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah.
And you too,
You
Ivy.
too, Ivy.
And you too,
Yeah.
Ivy.
Yeah, Ivy had fun.
Good.
Yeah, stay
Good.
for the
We
whole
did
show.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's proud of it. Look at that.
Well, she knows how much you love her, Sandy.
Yeah.
I think
feels
I
very
think
welcome.
so. I couldn't hide it if I tried. So.
No.
All right. Well, so now I want to remember not to shut off the wrong buttons. So I will it'll take me a minute, but we will end the YouTube portion
Night,
of the show, and
everybody.
we'll talk with you
Good
on
night,
Zoom.
everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. See you next week on, we'll be on WATD, and in 2 weeks we'll be back live again. Okay.